What is Wonderland? Imagine ditching traditional currencies entirely and all we use is cryptocurrencies. The first ever cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, was originally created with a vision of becoming an alternative currency that overcomes the limitations of existing currencies, like control of government and central banks, and possibly replace them. But over time, the cryptocurrencies have come to run parallel to the existing financial systems rather than replacing them, and rightly so. The existing financial system has been here for hundreds of years, and the cryptocurrency-based system cannot suddenly replace it, especially not when it's still riddled with challenges. At present, it sounds far-fetched to adopt a completely crypto-based financial system, right? Probably a Wonderland? Well, it might be, but a DeFi project called Wonderland is working towards just that. Welcome to Crypto Skills, the challenge to make all the complicated crypto topics easy to understand. In this video, we'll be taking a deep dive into the decentralized finance project called Wonderland. Make sure to stay until the end to understand how it completely replaces the traditional financial system. What is Wonderland? Wonderland is the first decentralized reserve currency protocol. If that sounds like a bunch of technical words that you don't understand, don't worry, it's very simple. You can compare it with the concept of stablecoins. The stablecoins, pegged by fiat currencies like US dollars, have become very popular. In fact, out of the top 10 cryptocurrencies by market capitalization, 2 of them are dollar-pegged stablecoins, USDT and USDC. This is because crypto investors are comfortable using stablecoins, knowing that they hold the same amount of purchasing power as the dollar. What they fail to understand, however, is that the dollar is controlled by the US government and the Federal Reserve. Therefore, the fate of the value of their USDT and USDC also depend on their decisions, and cryptocurrencies were supposed to be free from the control of the government and central banks. Wonderland aims to solve this with its token, Time. But Time is not a stablecoin. Time aspires to become a currency that is backed by a basket of other decentralized assets in reserve. The important term to note here is that it is backed and not pegged. That means the value of time has a minimum intrinsic value depending on the value of assets in the reserve, but no upper limit is imposed. The value is depending on its use, popularity, etc., just like every other cryptocurrency. If due to some unfortunate reason it starts to lose its value, the price cannot go below the intrinsic value. The intrinsic value, however, isn't fixed in dollar terms. It depends on the value of decentralized assets in reserve. The decentralized assets that are maintained in reserves are typically other cryptocurrencies like MIM. Now, MIM is itself a separate crypto topic altogether, but in short, it is a stablecoin backed by other interest-bearing tokens like USDC, USDT, Sushi, among others. The value of time is at least equal to 1 MIM. It can be more than that, but it can never go below that. Time provides free-floating value that its users can always fall back on. That means the fallback value will depend on the value of the cryptos in reserve, but in any case, it will have some value at all times. Now that you understand what Wonderland hopes to achieve, let's come back to how it came into existence. The Wonderland protocol team is anonymous. This is not necessarily a red flag. Many crypto projects are created by anonymous teams simply because they can remain anonymous. One of the objectives of crypto is to protect privacy, and that's what the developers take advantage of. The interesting thing about the existence of Wonderland is that it is a fork from Olympus DAO. Curious about what that means? Well, Olympus DAO is a similar crypto project as Wonderland, which aims to create a decentralized reserve currency, but Wonderland forked from it due to some differences. If you don't know what a fork is, it's a concept, which is pretty peculiar to cryptos. Let me explain with an example. Imagine planning a trip with friends. What happens if you can't agree on where to go? You probably work it out somehow, and maybe you travel to each of your own places. If the blockchain participants can't agree on the future of the blockchain, they literally split the blockchain into two. Since the blockchain is managed by a distributed group of people, there are chances that few people agree on some changes to the blockchain while others don't. This is when the hard fork happens. A hard fork is a significant modification to a blockchain network, which divides it into 2 parts. One part continues to operate with no changes at all. The other part has the same history as the first one, but will operate with the new rules in the future. Wonderland is a popular Olympus DAO fork. Although it has similar objectives as Olympus DAO, it has 3 main differences. First, network. Olympus DAO operates on the Ethereum network, which is one of the most stable and tested networks for users to make transactions. However, one of its drawbacks is the higher gas fees to be paid for every transaction. Wonderland is built on Avalanche network, where transactions are faster and cheaper due to its lower gas fees. However, in the eyes of some investors, the Avalanche network might not be tested and proven yet. Second, developers. The main developer of Olympus DAO is Zeus. Although publicly known on Twitter, his face reveal is yet to be disclosed. As for Wonderland, although the team is anonymous, developer Daniele Sestigali is a publicly known figure who is seen at different events and interviews. He's also well known for cryptocurrency on Twitter and a founder of Abracadabra Money and Popsicle Finance. Third, DAO. Olympus DAO, as apparent from its name, is a decentralized autonomous organization where owners of respective tokens have voting rights and power to decide on future steps of the platform. Their reserve currency is put on the blockchain to be controlled by the public, which is also backed by a basket of crypto assets. However, with Wonderland, there is a team behind the project who dictates the direction of the project, although the objective is to migrate to a DAO governed model as soon as feasible. Despite the differences, Wonderland carries two important concepts from Olympus DAO, which make it what it is. 1. Minting, and 2. Staking. Basically, Wonderland is a decentralized reserve currency and not a stablecoin. What this means is that no one person maintains the underlying reserve, which maintains the value of its cryptocurrency. For example, in the case of USDT, Tether Limited is a company that apparently maintains the US dollars, which gives USDT its value. But with Wonderland, this responsibility is decentralized. People need to maintain the reserves to back the time token. So how do you motivate people to lock up their crypto to maintain the reserves for time tokens? That's where minting and staking comes in. When you mint time tokens, you essentially sell your other cryptos, like Ethereum, for example, to the Wonderland protocol in exchange for time tokens. But wait, it's not simply buying and selling. Here's where a trick lies. The Ethereum that you sell is in the present, but the time token that you'll get will be in the future. Moreover, since you aren't getting the time token immediately, you will get it at a discount. Let me simplify this with an example. Say a time token is valued at 1,000 Ethereum at present. When you mint a time token in exchange for Ethereum, you would get at the price of 960 Ethereum. You have to sell your Ethereum now, but you'll get a newly minted time token after 10 days. If after 10 days a time token is still valued at 1,000 Ethereum, you will gain, since you got it for 960 Ethereum. Therefore, from the perspective of the investors, like you and me, it is a short-term and active trading strategy. It requires ongoing monitoring to guess what the price of time tokens will be in the near future to predict and if you can earn immediate profits. From the perspective of Wonderland, this helps in maintaining the reserves. When you sell your Ethereum, it goes into the reserve. This reserve consists of various crypto, is a key to maintain the value of the time tokens. The second important concept which makes Wonderland work is staking. Unlike minting, staking is a long-term and passive investment strategy from the investor's perspective. As you lock up your time tokens with the protocol, that is, stake it, you are entitled to receive the rewards from the protocol. The longer you stake, the more the rewards. Where do the rewards come from? Well, remember the minting of new time tokens? Out of newly minted time tokens, a large portion of them goes to the stakers. From the perspective of Wonderland, the stakers help to maintain the protocol by providing liquidity. Now, I realize the structure is a bit complicated, but that is because Wonderland finds a way to create decentralized reserve currency, which, to be frank, is a pretty big deal. Simply, you can think of it this way. Since it has to have other cryptos in reserve in a decentralized manner, it needs to incentivize people to maintain this reserve that backs the token. This is done by minting. On the other hand, it also needs to maintain its liquidity in a decentralized manner so that people can trade its tokens. Therefore, staking incentivizes people to lock up their tokens with the protocol for a long period of time. The annual percentage yield for staking time tokens is massive, nearly 70,000%. Huge, right? That's the reason stakers benefit from maximizing the time they stay staked and expanding their share of the entire supply. Therefore, the price of time is only of secondary importance as the massive APY can outperform a falling price. It is important, however, to note that Wonderland is still in the early stages. It's not entirely a DAO and is managed by an anonymous team, unlike Olympus DAO. Therefore, it requires extreme caution to invest a significant amount of money solely considering the APY percentage. The idea, however, to create a decentralized reserve currency that isn't backed by any real-world fiat currency is brilliant. It remains to be seen how successful it can become. So that's all for this video, but if you're into the crypto space and want to generate passive income, I highly recommend you check out this video where I've calculated how much Chainlink you need to retire in just 5 years. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and consider subscribing so you don't miss our next bite-sized explained video on crypto. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.